Hi, welcome to Viewpoint on 96.3 FM WLCN. Folks, we have some wonderful guests with us today, but before we get to them, in Viewpoint fashion, want to give out a kudos to all of our election judges that gave up their time yesterday to volunteer. You do get paid to be an election judge, but to everyone in the state of Illinois, thank you for being an election judge, taking time out of your busy day to do that, and doing a civic duty. And I do know precincts throughout the state of Illinois, if you're listening, do need more election judges. So please reach out because we've got the big general election coming up in November. So with that, we'll switch gears. If you're listening, if you have any questions, please feel free to call in at 217-648-5510. And I'll let the ladies introduce themselves. We have the ladies of the Park District, as we like to call you. So thank you. We have a wonderful trio here in the studio with us today. So if you want to give out an introduction, tell us a little bit something about yourself, that'd be great.
Yes. My name's Becky Strait. I'm the Executive Director at Lincoln Park District, and I'm happy to be here today. Thank you for inviting us.
Awesome.
I'm Jennifer Prather. I am the Fitness Manager out at the Lincoln Park District, and I also help out with the Aquatic Center.
I'm Allison Baker. I'm the Program Coordinator at the Park District. I do a little bit of everything, I feel like.
A jack of all trades, sort of. So that's awesome. It seems like a special kudos to you guys. Every time we turn around on social media, on Facebook, you guys have so much information coming out, and that's wonderful. So a special shout out, kudos to you. So,
Thank you.
Briefly, we already had an Easter egg hunt there at the Park District, didn't you? It was something kind of new.
Yes.
Tell us about that. So,
I want to do something a little bit different. Previous years, a long time ago, we did a big Easter egg hunt for the littles. And I want to do something different for the middle-aged teenage kids, just because I feel like they always get left out when it comes to activities. And I was just looking at what other park districts do a while ago, and they did a flashlight one at nighttime. So it's a little more difficult, but it kind of included that age group, and I think it went over really well. There's a little over 100 and some kids for the 8 to 12 age group, and then actually for the 13 to 17 age group, there was about 25 or 30. So
you had a great turnout for the first time.
For the first time, it was pretty good. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I saw a lot of people commenting on social media that it was wonderful and they were looking forward to it. And and you got to include, because we all kind of do like to secretly, go out and find those Easter eggs. So that's great. So that's wonderful.
And there's still another one coming up, so people can kind of do this one on their own. Yep. I'll let Allison talk about that.
I want to do another one to include our parks a little bit, just so people know what parks that we have. I'm going to be hiding a few bigger Easter eggs at each of our parks. So Club Exchange, Memorial Park, Lynn and Fink, and then the playground out at our complex. So people can have that whole week before Easter. They can go out and look for eggs, and they can return them for a prize. So.
Oh, how wonderful. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes.
That's great. That's great. So coming up, before we kind of get into all the different things that you offer there, kind of dive into it, you guys have a remodel coming up there at the Park District. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So most of you guys know, if you've lived in Lincoln, that the Park District was built back in the 1960s. And we're coming to the time where we need to start updating some things and remodeling. So we have put a project out for bid and selected a local contractor from Pekin that's going to be coming to help us do the remodel of our ballroom, which is our largest room in the front administrative offices. It gets used for all sorts of programs. It's seen a lot of dances over the years and a lot of activities through the years, but it's definitely time to get the 1960s, 70s green and browns and all of that era look out of it, and modernize it. And there were some roof leaks and things that have kind of damaged it over the years, so things like that we're looking to repair. So we're hoping to make it nice and pretty here in the next couple months. We're actually starting that in June. So
how long do you think the remodel will take. And not to put you on the spot, and I always kind of kid people when we talk about remodels and everything, the movie Money Pit. I always refer back to that. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. It'll be done in 2 weeks.
Yes.
So,
well, actually, that's what they told us. We blocked off 3 weeks on the calendar, but they're hoping to be able to get it done.
well, I'm not trying to jinx it. So if you guys have not seen the movie Money Pit, please watch that. You'll know what I'm referring to. So anyway.
Yes, I have seen that. So, but yeah, I think we did have some lead times on some of the products that they needed to order, so we kind of had to push it out a little bit farther, but I think we made it work with the schedule, and we're still going to be able to hold our normal activities in there for the most part. We'll have a little window of time where we can't do parties in that until it's completed, but
what all are you wanting to do exactly to the ballroom then?
So we're getting a new floor. We are dropping the ceiling, so they'll be lowering the ceiling, and we'll still have the beautiful beams that are in there right now, but getting some touch-up painting and that. We're going to be bringing the walls in a little bit. It's a block wall, and so we're going to be actually putting a drywall interior wall in there and painting it, making it look really nice.
Oh, neat.
We're going to redo the stage area and the storage areas in there as well.
What color's the floor? Because right now I think it's like a white speckle.
Yeah, right
something.
now it's like white with green stripes,
Yes.
which it's pretty funny because we found out from the board meeting minutes from back in the 60s that they actually had received the wrong tiles. So they received the color they ordered, but they got some of this green, so they just made it work. They made stripes on the floor with it, and they made it work. So the new floor is going to be more of like a honey brown color. It's going to look like a wood floor, even though it's
somewhat more warming and inviting.
Yes.
And nothing against it now, but I
Right.
understand it's the aesthetics.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes, it'll definitely be modernized, and it'll be beautiful for events. I'm hoping wedding receptions, that sort of thing. It'll be a
neat.
lot, more of a beautiful
Inviting.
slate to start with.
Yeah.
Even though people make it look gorgeous as it is when they do all their decorating, but it'll have a little bit of a upgraded look, for some parties and things that.
So you kind of led into my next question then. You mentioned possibly weddings, receptions being held there. So if somebody does want to rent the Park District, I mean, that's a vast array there. So what all do you see from rentals, not just birthday parties, but what do you see and what do you have there if somebody's kind of contemplating on what to do in an event that they have?
Yeah, we do. We've seen such a huge increase in our room rentals, and this is something that I'm always surprised that some people don't know that we have, so thank you for bringing that up. But we actually do our special birthday parties that we offer, where we offer bounce house parties. We've done Nerf parties, and we will work with you to come up with a custom theme if you want, a dinosaur party or something
Really?
else
That sounds like a lot of
we'll
fun.
work with you on
Yeah.
that. But we also just rent the spaces out for you to have your own parties, and we see a lot of baby showers, family reunions. What else? Work events. We see work events, graduation parties. Which we have a lot of those coming up
Bridal
next
showers.
month.
Bridal showers. So besides the ballroom, we have, you said the railer room, which is just a tad bit smaller, correct? What other else can they rent there? Also.
Yes, we have 3 rooms. We have the ballroom, the railer room, which is slightly smaller, and then smaller yet is the craft room, which is still good for about 30 people. So we have anywhere from 30 people up to about 200, I think, is the max capacity for the ballroom. And then we have been doing parties where we allow people to play sports, and so we have the foyer area that's in between the front and the back, kind of where those glass doors go out. So we will set up tables there and let them use the courts to play basketball, or that's where we set up for our bounce house parties or our Nerf parties. So
Those have been really popular recently.
yes.
Those have been really popular there. Wonderful. So like if somebody has like a family reunion coming up and they said, we just don't want to do a traditional family reunion, where you're sitting there eating and conversing and you've got kids, you've got a space then basically for the kids to go have fun and then also bring in, the adults as
Yes.
well there then too.
Yes.
So
You don't have to worry about your house not being big enough or something like that, because there's plenty of space. And there is a kitchen too that we get an add-on if you need to prepare food or have a place to store food, we have that option available too. So that's really nice.
Neat. So coming up, you guys, you're opening up for summer, the swimming pool, everything, that sort of thing. Are you guys hiring? I know I saw a post there that you were hiring. Do you have all those jobs filled, those positions filled or not? Or
No, currently we are still hiring. We are hiring for a pool manager. So this would be somebody that would oversee the operations at the pool, would oversee the lifeguards, and help, run our aquatic center programming and that sort of thing this summer. So we still are hiring for that. And then we are looking at some security for the pool as well, just to have, an extra set of eyes. Sometimes, we do have things happen from time to time that we need some response. So we are looking for security as well. So if anybody's interested, please, you can email info@Lincoln Park District and send me your resume, or come into the front administrative office and we can get you a resume or
if somebody wants
application.
if somebody wants to be a lifeguard, what goes into that for lifeguard training, Jennifer?
So for the lifeguards, they obviously have to pay the fee that helps for their Red Cross certification that lasts for 2 years, and they would have to swim like 300 yards and tread water for 2 minutes in the water, as well as do a save with a 10-pound weight or dummy that would be down in the water that they have to go down and pick up. And then they learn all the different types of saves that you would have if somebody was a passive victim or an active victim and whatnot. Then during the summer, we actually have all the guards, they come in, it's required for 4 hours of what we call in-service training, so that they go through all of those processes so that they're ready and alert and ready to take action on the stand.
Neat. Wonderful. So what else do you have out there? So you said people can do birthdays, but we also have golfing out there. So, which my son's a huge golfer. So
Okay. We do have a driving range, so that's currently closed right now just because the ground has been too soft to really be able to run the machine to pick up the golf balls. So that will be coming soon as the weather warms up a little bit and the ground is not quite so soft. So we're all kind of hoping for that weather that we've seen, those 60 and 70 degree days. We're hoping that comes and stays for a while.
Stays for a while, not just for a week of teasing.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So as soon as that happens, which will probably be within the next month or two, we kind of have to play it by ear with the weather, but it is a great spot to come out and enjoy a day of driving and hitting balls. We have golf balls in the fit zone area that you can buy a bucket, and it's $5 a bucket. So
that's cheap.
It's pretty cheap.
That is.
Yeah, it's cheap.
Yeah. Well, speaking of money, we're going to take a quick time out, pay some bills with some commercials, with some sponsors, and then we will return back with the ladies of the Lincoln Park District. Hi, thank you for tuning into Viewpoint. We're back with the ladies of the Lincoln Park District. Folks, if you'd like to call in, ask them questions. If I missed something and you're thinking, gosh, why didn't Dara ask that question? Well, you need to call in and ask that. So the number is 217-648-5510. And you want to mention, gals, your board members. So who all is your board members? And if they're listening, I know you're welcoming them to call in with questions too, and not to put anybody on the spot. But so who's your board members that you guys have there at the Park District?
So we have 5 board members. Don Peasley is our board president. Gary Nodine is the vice president. Then we have Laura Duffer and Dave Paring and Bob Thomas.
Oh, neat.
We thank them. We have some long meetings sometimes on our monthly board meetings, and they're always very patient with us and very supportive of everything that we have going on out there.
Well, it seems very successful. I mean, you guys are running. It's wonderfully ran out there. It really, really is. And which kind of leads, and I apologize, I should have circled back to that when I was talking to you about people wanting to rent. You don't have to be a Park District member, do you,
No.
in order to
that is
rent
available
the facility?
to the community. That's for anybody who, is having an event that wants to call and let us know that they need a space. So that's open and available to anyone. As far as the other areas of the gym, and the pool, we have a daily fee, so you can come and pay the daily fee and not have to commit to any sort of a membership at all. The memberships are a great deal, though, so I encourage people to look at what we offer for our memberships, because we do have really reasonable rates, and if you want to just come check us out and pay the daily fee, we love to have you. But if you do think it's something you want to come and do regularly, our membership rates are very reasonable.
So speaking of which, I know you offer a lot of exercise workout programs and different things for all ages, even pickleball, as well. But if somebody, before we kind of dive into that, says, I don't have time to go to a class, I want to work out on my own, what's the hours, to go work out at the gym there?
So we open during the week. We open at 5 a.m. and then we're open till 9 p.m. On the weekends, we're open at 6 a.m. and then till 9
Oh, wow.
in the evening. So there's a good range of hours that we are open. And one thing I think is really amazing about the Park District is that all of our staff is CPR and AED certified. So anybody would have, possibly any injuries or anything going on, we have staff that is prepared to help take care of anybody in that aspect. You don't get that in all of your different types of gym formats,
Right.
but that's something I think I'm proud of that we have that for our staff and for our patrons that come out
That's
to
awesome.
visit us. And then speaking of group fitness, though, I do have a free week of classes coming up in April. So if anybody does want to come and give our group fitness classes a try, they're free that first week of April.
Oh,
we do
neat.
just ask that you go on our website and register, and it will be free of charge at checkout.
Oh, that's wonderful. So coming up, what classes do you guys have coming up? What do you want to highlight and let folks know? I know, like I said, you guys have a plethora of lots of things going on. So
We have a lot of amazing classes, and all of our instructors are certified, which I think is another great big shout out that the instructors take their time out to become certified in what they are teaching. As far as special classes, we have a special 4-week course coming up with Heather, one of our instructors. She's doing a ripped class, and she's going to kind of break it down segment by segment so that you can kind of learn the process of this choreographed class and feel even more comfortable coming and stepping in. All of our classes are for every age or every fitness level, and we want to welcome anybody in there, and we can help with different options from something, advanced or something a little bit more modified if that's where you need to be.
neat, wonderful. You guys, you have summer leagues coming up. From what else? What does that entail? Because that's a lot there with summer leagues.
Right now, registration's open for youth baseball and softball. So T-ball is ages 5 to 6. We have 8U baseball and softball, 10U baseball, softball, 12U baseball, softball, and then 14U baseball. And then that registration ends March 29th. So that will be starting in the middle of May. So sign up now, please.
Does that fill up fast?
Yeah.
Those leagues do then?
Yeah, and leagues in the summer will have kickball for adults.
Summer kickball. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, for
that's-
adults.
That's a big one. That's a fun
16
one.
plus.
Yep,
for that one.
Yep, we lower the age to 16.
So we can have Jim. There you go. You and Lloyd can be in the,
Seniors ever do one?
And just for camps in the summer for the kids, we have putting on a play. We have nature camp. Those two are really, really popular in July. We have Camp Invention the last week of July. It's like a STEM camp for, I think it's K through 6, and it's all day and for a week. So that was a pretty popular one last year. It was new last year, but we're bringing it back because
And
they
really
liked it,
fun.
so.
They did a lot of
cool
really
stuff.
cool activities.
I
My
helped
son
with
was
it,
in that
and
one
I
last year.
learned some things. So
That's wonderful. You guys, you do offer a lot to kind of encompass to keep the kids active, not just sitting in front of a television playing a video game or holding the phone in their hand or game counsel. I mean,
Right.
you getting them.
Which starting in April, we are offering a high functional youth fitness class. So we are going to be getting the kids involved. We know that, in today's day and age, not every kid is playing sports, and oftentimes they are, on a screen or, being inactive, and we want to offer some things for the kids to start creating those healthy habits and healthy lifestyles that are really going to be important throughout, their whole entire life. So
that's something new that we're offering as well. So
Now, I know in the past you guys have offered cooking classes. So, do you have anything coming up yet, or not, or is that more of a fall winter
I like
sort
to
of
do
thing?
those type of things in the fall and winter, just when you can't really get outside as much. So like the paint classes for the adults and the stuff like that for the kids.
It's more indoor while the snow's blowing, but snow we do ever do get. So anyway, what else would you guys like to highlight that is coming up that I've missed? So
Well, I would like to highlight the fact that us as a whole at the Lincoln Park District is kind of doing a theme this year. Our group fitness people have caught on to it already, but it's kind of more of a Friends theme, thinking of the Friends TV show. That we wanted to just put out there that we want to become friends with everyone. We want to be more of a close-knit group, and it's been a lot of fun. So we have special themed workouts on the Saturdays. So those are a lot of fun. The members have been trying to figure out, what does this class name mean? What kind of class format is this going to be?
Well,
and
give
who's
them
going
an
to instruct it?
example of one
So,
of
yeah, so all of our class themes are kind of themed like they were in the TV show. The one where we went to boot camp. So the one where we got into a fight. So what type of class is that going to be? And then they would try to figure out who's the instructor that's going to go along with that. But to go along with our Friends theme, Allison and I meet once a month up at the coffee shop, guest house, to have what we call our meet and mingles. And so that's where we release our new monthly newsletter. We put a newsletter out each month, and so you can come and pick up the new upcoming information and just get to know us and kind of like what's going on. Ask any of these questions, but come face to face with us and see what we have to offer.
Place to the place.
Yep.
that's wonderful. That's neat. What else would you like to highlight that's going on out there at the Park District?
One thing I wanted to mention was we are currently in the process of putting a solar array on our roof, and a lot of people have had questions about that. So I can answer a few of those hopefully today and let you know that that is something that required no monetary input from the Park District. It was all done through grant funding through the renewable energy credits that are offered from the federal government and through Ameren. So we partnered with a company called the Clean Energy Design Group, which is a local company that helped us throughout the process, where they were able to get an investor to invest in our system. And it's a 365 kilowatt system that spans most of our roof, and a lot of people have seen that as it's been being installed, and they've been seeing the wonderful crew that's been working on getting that going for us, which it's not quite online just yet. We're hoping that it will be pretty soon. They're kind of getting towards the final phases of the installation with the wiring and that sort of thing. But the hope is that it will offset about 80% of our energy costs.
I was going to ask you what would be the offset, but that's huge.
Yes. Well, I mean, time will tell. And we're just, thankful for whatever savings we can get from it. And
Well, even shooting at 50% too.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
anything is better than nothing. So
Yes, so we're excited for that to go online, and that does help. That helps with our budget. That helps us make better use of taxpayer dollars, and we can offer more programs and be able to support the community directly instead of having to pay the overhead expenses more so. So that's something that we've been excited to have come on board. So hopefully here in the next couple months we'll have that online. We also did some upgrades of our gym lighting to make things more energy efficient. So we're trying both sides of it, trying to make things more efficient and also then come in with the renewable energy. But we've had a lot of compliments on that. Thankfully, our maintenance staff did a wonderful job with that, and it's really helped with like the pickleball, as you mentioned, and that they have loved the improvement that they've seen. We kind of had some dim corners out at the Park District, and now it's very bright, and you're not going to miss the ball now.
I know if it was in or out.
Yes, we know if it's in or out, and everybody can see what they're doing.
That's wonderful.
We do have a wonderful pickleball group, by the way, that's been pretty much self-organized. We have had some leagues, but we do have a couple groups, but they are
very inviting and welcoming. I know we've had questions from people who are interested in becoming involved in pickleball, and so we've recently put out kind of the open play times that they have scheduled that they come out, and they're so inviting to new people. So I would encourage anybody who is interested to come during those open times. Which, Allison, do you have
There's
those?
a group that comes Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 to 11, and then there's a group that comes Tuesday, Thursday 4 to 6, and Sundays 2 to 4.
Oh, wow.
So there's all different times.
All different times.
Yep.
You can't make
And it's
one
all different
possibly another.
levels, and like I said, they will
If you
show
can't make
you.
it to those times, you can always reserve a court too.
Yes,
So-
we do have that option on our website. So that's something that you can always go in and you just pay the daily fee whenever you come. There's no cost to reserve it. That's just kind of so we can help with the flow and not have people all coming out at the same time if someone's planning to use it at that time.
Neat.
So
Neat. Jennifer, you have anything else you want to add or highlight with any of the classes or anything else coming up?
I think the biggest thing that I want to make sure that we highlight is our spring open house that we have coming up in April. So, what's that?
That's what I was going to say.
Yep, go for it.
The open house is April 6th from 9 to noon, and that's when swim lessons will open. You can book your pool parties. You can sign up for summer programs. So it's
learn
when
more
all
about our foundation.
it's when all summer things open. So
Wonderful.
kind of big.
We'll have some snacks and a few activities for the kids. So come on out. If you have questions about anything, we'll be happy to answer those. But our spring and summer program guide will be available. And then, like Allison said, we'll have sign-ups for most of our summer activities coming up. So it's a great day to come in.
And what time's the open house again?
It's from 9 a.m. to
9 to
noon on April 6th. It's a Saturday.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, ladies, thank you so much for making it up here to the Radio Ranch. So greatly appreciate it. And I mean, wow, like I said, there's a lot of things going on at our park district. Folks, if you kind of miss what's going on, give them a call. Like they said, they've got a meet and greet at the guest house once a month. They, go to their website, or the website too, and also to Facebook, and because you guys are always constantly keeping us informed.
And
so
Instagram.
Oh, and Instagram too. I missed that. So thank you so much. So the Lord and weather willing, we'll return next week with Viewpoint on 96.3.